Hey guys, it's Holly and I'm back with another video, and today I thought we would take a look at my DS collection. Now, I have recorded my DS collection over the last almost 5 years on YouTube, and I've shown you guys what I picked up, what I've been playing, what I've had in the collection. But with the 3DS being released now since 2011, and with other games being on the market, and with the Wii U, my game collection just started to really expand. So I actually cut it down by quite a bit over the last year and a half. And one of the collections that I actually did a final cut to was my DS collection. So I had probably over 130 or so titles at maximum, and I cut games in or out as the years went by. But I've now actually cut it down to 40 games. Now these are my top 40 games. I'm not saying they're 100% the best games for the system by any means. There's thousands of games for the DS, and I would say at least 500 of them are excellent. It's just such an amazing system. But these are my top 40. In this I have 10 guilty pleasure games. So it's 30 of the best games that I think have the best replayability, and then 10 guilty pleasure games I couldn't bear to part with. So we'll get started. They're not in really any particular order, to be honest. Probably a little bit by release, and then I have my guilty pleasure ones at the end. But we'll go through them here, and I'll let you know what I think of them. So the first game actually came out with the Nintendo DS. It was the game that I got for my birthday with the system, which is Mario 64 DS. My favorite Mario game on the system. Absolutely love it. And I actually replaced my version of Mario 64 and kept this one. This is another launch game. This was a big surprise to me, Feel the Magic XYXX. You wouldn't think it's that good of a game, but it is so much fun. And you can replay this over and over again, and it's fun every time you play it. It was actually a tech demo made by two girls at Sega, where you have to win the heart of a girl through all these acts of craziness. And the music in it is really good. This is the only Kirby game I chose to keep, Kirby Canvas Curse. Although Superstar Ultra would have been another excellent choice, Canvas Curse is really where my heart's at. Custom Robo Arena, really good game. RPG where you battle these little robots. You can customize them any way you want. Super Princess Peach. This is the best, in my opinion, platformer on the system. I actually don't own new Super Mario Brothers anymore. That's one of the games I had to chop. It was hard, but I made the decision that this is the better game, and this is the one I want to keep. Legendary Starfy. It plays very similar to a Kirby game, but the little rabbit there gives you so many powers, and it's an underwater adventure, and I've always had a thing for mermaids, so Legendary Starfy was a no-brainer. This is the only Zelda game that I kept, Phantom Hourglass. Between the two, it's my favorite. I prefer the boats to the trains, and yes, I know you have to go through the entire Ocean King Temple over and over again. I just really felt because it's a direct sequel to Wind Waker, this was the better choice for me, and I enjoyed this game better. I really liked Phantom Hourglass. I played all the way through it without stopping, and I couldn't do that with Spirit Tracks. Metroid Prime Hunters. Really, really underrated Metroid game. And what's really great about this is if you have the opportunity to play locally with friends, it's a lot of fun. The online for it is down, but the online for it was actually really jacked up. It was hacked and people were crazy on there. But even the story that you play through, even though it's short, is really neat with the different bounty hunters. And I don't think we'll ever see that type of storyline again from Metroid. We're into the RPGs now. Chrono Trigger, no-brainer. Best version of Chrono Trigger, in my opinion. This is a whole series of RPGs. So we have Dragon Quest IV, Dragon Quest V, which is my personal favorite, Dragon Quest VI, which is also very good, and Dragon Quest IX, which I played the heck out of and I absolutely loved. I can't say enough good things about Dragon Quest IX. If you haven't played a Dragon Quest game, start with this one. We have some side series to the Dragon Quest game. So we have Monster Joker, where you actually play as a guy who travels between multiple islands, a whole independent story of its own. Monster Joker 2, where you end up on an island where your plane has crashed, and this is a totally separate story from Monster Joker 1, so you can play these games independent of each other. Monster Joker 2 has much more polish on it, and it was published by Nintendo. And then Dragon Quest Heroes Rocket Slime. They just announced a Dragon Quest Heroes game for the PS4 and PS3. Looks amazing. The Rocket Slime and the Mori Mori games are really good. I wish the third one would come to the 3DS. One of the choices I had to make in trimming my collection was to choose between keeping either the Professor Layton series or the Phoenix Wright series. In my opinion, I think the Phoenix Wright series just is a little bit better, so I kept that. It also, I felt like, had more replayability. The Professor Layton games are amazing games, and I think everyone should play through all of them to see what happens in the story. The first three are a trilogy, and then the last one, Last Spectre, is actually an intro to a trilogy on the 3DS. But I kept the Phoenix Wright's games. I have 4 of them here, so Trials and Tribulations and Apollo Justice. This series is absolutely amazing. It is so funny. Some of the games are better than others, but overall, the whole series is just so good. And some of the things that happen just really make you shake your head. It's very well written as well. Like, I can't get over how well the games are written. So back on to RPGs, we have Final Fantasy III, Final Fantasy IV, and then I also kept the Kingdom Hearts games. So we have Recoded and Kingdom Hearts 358/2. Final Fantasy 3 and 4, those are the only iterations of those versions of the game that I still own. And with Kingdom Hearts 358/2 and Recoded, you see the story elements for both of these games in the HD remakes on the PS3, but you don't get to play them. So it's really important that I kept them because I enjoyed my time with them. Then we'll go on to the Pokemon series here. The first Pokemon game I played on the DS was Pearl, which I no longer own. But I do have Pokemon Platinum, and Giratina is probably my second favorite legendary. We have Pokemon Heart Gold with the Pokewalker. Pokemon White, which is still my favorite Pokemon game, even with Pokemon X out. And Pokemon White 2, which I did not enjoy that much at all. It's one of my least favorite games, ironically. I did enjoy the first one in the series, though. And then my last 2 RPGs, before we get on to our guilty pleasure games, is from a series I love, and I own all the games for, and that is Mario & Luigi Partners in Time, and Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. These games are so well written and so funny. They take the Mario universe in a totally new direction, that they deserve so much praise just for that. There's so many characters that are introduced in these games that have become favorite Mario characters to me over the years. Fawful is one of them, and it's just, they're so good. They're so good. Same can be said for the Paper Mario series. So the next 10 games are actually guilty pleasure games. They're games I absolutely love, and I couldn't bear to part with. The first one here, released with the DSi, and that is Rhythm Heaven. I didn't expect to like this title as much as I did, but I absolutely fell in love with it. It's one of the best rhythm games I've ever played. I really hope they remake something similar to this on the 3DS. The Wii version just didn't do this game justice. The DS version is the best by far version of this game. Definitely check it out. I kept Sonic's Classic Collection, and there's a really specific reason why. You can get Sonic games on many other platforms, so it seems like it would be a game that would be easy to cut, but as it falls here, you can't play as Sonic and Knuckles. You can't play as Knuckles in Sonic 1, 2, or 3 in any other way. And that reminds me more of being a kid than anything else, being able to play Knuckles in the previous Sonic titles. I used to do it all the time with the Knuckles cartridge. So that's why I kept that one. Tetris DS, best Tetris game in my opinion. I love the sprite work, I love the different modes in this game, and I love the music. Any Nintendo fan will love that game. Viva Pinata Pocket Paradise. This by far is not the best game on the DS. However, I absolutely love this game. I love it to death. I replayed it again this summer, early in the summer. I rebuilt my garden, and I went through and got all my pinatas again. And there's something really, really fun about this game that I just absolutely love. You should play it at least once. If you own an Xbox 360, definitely play it on there. It's the better version. But if you want a garden in your pocket, this is the best way to do it. And then the last game here is Warioware DIY. This is actually the last Warioware game I'll ever have to buy. It's an amazing game. It has a lot of really great user-created content, which unfortunately is no longer available. But being able to create content on this and share it with your friends, there's also a Wii channel you could buy for like $8. And it allows you to play all of your games on the big screen, and it lets you store them. The music creator in this is excellent, the game creator is fun. And like I said, I'll never need another WarioWare game because creating your own, there's something about that that's so special. I look at my creations from when this game first came out and I laugh, and I look at creations I did later on and I laugh, and I have fun playing those games. It's better than the games that they pack in for sure. Now the next 5 games are imports, and I'll get started here with one of the ones that is Peripheral. So this is Slide Adventure of Meg Kid. This is a game I wanted for many, many years. I never bought it because it was always ridiculously expensive. And then it went on sale for $10 on PlayAsia, and I thought, well, I've got to get Slide Adventure of Meg Kid. And I'll show you the peripheral that it needs. It's kind of like a mouse attachment. I had to go and actually get another DS Lite, and I found one really cheap on Kijiji so that I could attach the attachment, which is kind of like an optical mouse. And you actually use this to move Meg Kid around. It is a great game. I'm going to do a review on it so you guys can really see what it's about. But Slide Adventure of Meg Kid. Sorry about that, guys. Camera battery died. So here we have Pokemon typing. I imported this from the UK. I imported it because I wanted to play it in English. It was only like $10. Before that, it also was ridiculously expensive. And I'm so glad I was able to get it, because it is so much fun. It is like Typing of the Dead, but with little Pokemon. And the keyboard is actually really great, because it works with the Wii, the Wii U, the DS, and the 3DS. So it's actually really nice to have. It'll probably work with anything that runs Bluetooth, to be honest. Really good game for $10. And then the last 3 Guilty Pleasure games are import games, and they're all the same, kind of. And that's Taiko Drum Master no Tatsujin. And I absolutely love these games. The song list on this one is really good, but it's very basic. It's just basically a port of some rhythm games. They did a better job with the second one, which is Mecha Taiko no Tatsujin, Legend of the Seven Islands. In this one, you actually have to dress your drum up in different outfits. I did a review on it as a collaboration video with another channel. She had it posted for years. I'll probably re-review it from my channel later on. I'm probably going to review a lot of DS stuff coming up. And just do a quick review on how great it is. But when you dress your taiko drum up in those outfits, it allows you to unlock boss levels, and you can actually beat bosses. So it's really, really language friendly if you don't know any Japanese. Both of those titles are. The third one in the series, though, the Yokai Taiko Drum Master game, this one is a lot more text heavy. It's more of an RPG, or starting to go towards an RPG. There's a lot of NPCs in here that you need to interact with to get to the bosses, so it's not as import friendly as the other two. Honestly, if you don't know any Japanese and you want to import one, the middle one's probably the best one to go, Mecha Taiko. So yeah, those are my 40 DS games that I kept. Sorry to rush through that, but I don't want to make this video super, super long. And thanks for watching.